It's on? You can hear it? I can't. I'm deaf again. It's loud enough?
No.
I don't think so. Right.
That's on.
Radhe, go in the Radhe. You pour some hot water for me for half a cup. Radhe. That's good now. Wait a second, take some water. Bus. Good. So we're discussing Vilapa Kusumanjali and the subject of Sri Radha and Her Manjaris. And we're on verse number 10, Karttika 2022, and Radhakund Dham. And we're in the middle of this verse number 10. It has very nice phrases here. Verse 10, Vilapa Kusumanjali. Devi te charana padma dasikam viprayoga bharadava pavake dayama kaya valarim jivaya shana nirikshanamrite. Translation. Das Goswami is praying in Sarkavesh. He's meditating on us today as Tulsi Manjari. Oh Devi Radha, I am a Manjari, servant of your lotus feet, but my vine-like body is burning in a forest fire of separation from you. Please revive me with a nectarine glance. Nirikshan amrite. Amrit means nectar, nirikshan means glance. So a nice phrase we heard yesterday, he said, Charna Padmadasi. Charna Padmadasi means that Tulsi Manjari is a dasi of Radharani's lotus feet. So we discussed a few points. We discussed the Leela. We discussed a few points of the commentary by Raghunatha Das Goswami Maharaj. So this point is continuing. We discussed yesterday the topic of eagerness and bhajan, how to develop eagerness and how to attain eagerness. So, Raghunatha Das is praying. He's praying, I'm burning up in a forest fire. Please save me. So Radharani, Srimati Radha asked Das Goswami, is your heart eager for me? If it's not, then how can you attain me? Those quotation marks. So Radharani is saying, if you're not eager for her, she's not eager for you. So that's how it works, eagerness, utsaha. Rupa Goswami explains that's the essential quality of bhakti. It's the first quality he mentions in Nectar Instruction. Utsaha nischayat daryat. The first one is the most important one, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, everything else will be adjusted. If enthusiasm is there, then you'll be patient and determined and humble and everything else that goes with it. So, Radharani is saying, Radharani is no compassion. Radharani knows very well how to take her dasis, maidservants, to her lotus feet by making them eager for her. How much Radharani relishes the eager lamentations of her loving devotees. The maidservant is very eager, and Swami brings Shyamasundar along with her to listen to the loving lamentations of the loving devotee. So it's described in Gopi Gita in 10th canto, chapter 31 of the Bhagavatam. It's called Gopi Gita. And Krishna left the gopis, went with Radharani. The gopis were searching for Krishna. Then they sat on the banks of the Yamuna and started doing Sankirtan. They started chanting the glories of Krishna all together, Gopi Kirtan. And they were singing all the beautiful songs of Gopi Gita, songs of the gopis. And the acharyas say, although the Bhagavatam doesn't say, they say Krishna wasn't there, but the acharyas like Vishnu say that Krishna was hiding right near the gopis in the bushes and listening to the words he uses, Krishna was listening to every heartfelt lamentation, every heartfelt prayer. He was listening to them. So that's a fact. Krishna is near and dear. The Upanishads are telling that, and Gita has the same verse from Katha Upanishad that says that Krishna's ears are everywhere. Sarvato panipadam tat sarvato shishamokam. Sarvam Shrutimal Loke. Sarvam Shrutimal Loke. Krishna's everywhere in the world listening to all the prayers of the devotees. He doesn't listen to all nonsense people's prayers. Someone is surrendered in heart and mind to Krishna. God hears their prayers. So many people are praying to God and they get no response because they're fake. They're nakli bhaktas in Hindi. Nakli. They say, oh, I believe in God. God help me, God help me. There's a phrase in Bengali, popular Bengali phrase. You know it? I don't know the Bengali, but I know the translation. It goes like this. If you pray to God when you're not suffering a misery, then you won't see misery and suffering. But most people, only when they're miserable and suffering, they say, oh God, hey Bhagavan, hey Narayan, hey Ram, hey Govinda, Govinda Damodar Madhavi. What's it? Different kind of kata. They pray to God when they're miserable, and He doesn't pay attention to them. They're just trying to use God, exploit God. So the Bengalis have a phrase, if you pray to God when you're having good times, everything's going great, and you pray to God out of gratitude and recognition that Krishna is the source of your happiness and peace of mind at the present time, and He's also the source of your stress and misery. So when you pray to God when you're having good times, then you won't see bad times. And if you do see bad times, you won't feel them, because you're a devotee, surrendered to Krishna. Because what's feeling bad is your mind and body, that's all. And we ain't the mind and body. Put it simply, Humbramasmi, they say. So Radharani likes to hear the devotees cry. She's crying for Krishna. Gopi Gita is not singing, it's crying. My Gurudev said, you sing the Gopi Gita, you have to cry the Gopi Gita. You don't sing the Gopi Gita, you cry the Gopi Gita. It's not a song, it's a cry. It's a heart's cry for Krishna's association. So you have to enter that heart of a Gopi to sing Gopi Gita. Or Venu Gita, or Pranaya Gita, or Vira Gita, or any Gita in the Bhagavatam. These are products of the heart. The songs of the gopis are springing from their heart. So unless you're one with their heart, you can't sing their songs. Either you're a very talented, expert singer. Your heart has to be mixed up with the heart of the gopis. That means you have to have Gopi Bhav in your heart. These songs are products of Gopi Bhav. Radharani brings Krishna. Krishna, listen to this sadhaka. Listen to this Krishna dasi or whoever dasi. Listen how much he or he is praying for our darshan, how much eager they are to serve us, how much they're lamenting our separation. Krishna said, wow, they're pretty sincere. Yeah, they're sincere. We should give them some mercy. No, not now, wait. Let her cry more. So Radharani wants to give mercy right away, but Krishna restrains her. He says, wait more. So there's a right time for everything. And when the mercy comes, it comes like a monsoon downpour. You become drowned. When mercy comes, Krishna doesn't give a sprinkle or a misty rain like London spring mornings or something. It comes like Kerala, rains in Kerala, 5 million liters a minute. 5 million liters a minute just drowns everything. So that, because when they say when it rains, we have a phrase in English, when it rains it pours. Pours means it excessively falls. So this is what mercy means. So there's another point here. This is an interesting idea that Natas brings up here. It's related to bhajan, very much related to bhajan. It's called pratishta. You know what that means? You heard this term pratishta?
Yes.
It means institution. One meaning of the word pratishtha means to establish. Pratishthan means establishment. So institutions are called, in Bengali especially, the word pratishtha means institution, like a school, like a society, like a mission, etc. Because when you have an institution, you have a lot of jockeying for recognition. People are jockeying to get recognized. I'm the temple commander. Wow, you're a big guy. I'm the TP. I'm the temple president. I'm the regional secretary. I'm RS. Watch out. I'm GBC. Next guy comes and says, I'm XYZ. You're GBC, I'm XYZ. No, then another guy comes and says, I'm BBT. Wow, that's the ultimate. And books are the ultimate truth. That's the truth also. I think BBT is the best position to have. Not guru, not TP. Just be a BBT trustee. Be responsible for distributing transcendental knowledge. That's a good thing. So, Raghunatha Das discusses pratishtha because Raghunatha Das doesn't have any. And we have a lot of it. So we want to become Raghunatha Das like Rupa Raghunatha Pati Hoivi Akuti. We're supposed to be eager to, Akuti means eager to follow the footsteps of Rupa Raghunath. So pratishtha has to go. I'm big nothing. You know who I am? Who are you? I'm nothing. Oh, that's good. Me too. That makes two of us. So he says, Natas gives this example. Raghunatha Das says in Mana Shiksha, although I managed to give up lust and anger, the shameless desire for distinction is dancing in my heart. Shameless desire for distinction. If you want to be distinguished, you're shameful. Shame on you. You want to be a big guy, a big lady. Small is beautiful. Black is beautiful. Krishna's human-like size. It says in Shastra, is human-like size. Manush Rup. Arjuna is 15 feet tall. This is described in Mahabharata. He's 5-6 meters tall. Bhima is 7 meters tall. Kumbhakarna is 50 meters tall. His belly is 20 meters tall. So he said, I managed to give up lust and greed. No, lust and anger. So who's managed to do that even? I mean, we've got a long way to go. Raghunatha Das can safely and honestly say, I've given up lust and anger. They're brother and sister. Prostrated lust produces anger, calm, growth. And low just energizes both of those things. The fuel for calm and growth is low. That's why it comes third position. First you get your car, then you get a driver, and then you put the gas in. So the driver is calm, the driver The driver's calm, the car is crowed, and the petrol is low. There you go down the road. The material life. So distinction is still dancing in my heart. Oh, Swamiji, you gave a great class. Yeah, I know, man. Everybody tells me that. What's new about that? Hey, man, you're puffed up. Hey. Puffed up. I love that phrase. That's what reminds you of fishing. Puffs up himself. It's called puff fish or something like that. So he says, Das Goswami speaking here, the quotation marks are there. He says, as long as a shameful quality of distinction, pride is dancing in my heart, he asks the question, how can beautiful love for Radharani ever touch my heart? This desire for distinction prevents love for the lotus feet of Radharani from entering the heart. That's why everywhere we're told to be humble. Lord Chaitanya gave 8 instructions. What's the third one? Trinadapi Sunichena Turori Vasishana Manidina Kirtaniya Sadari. He taught humility. Humility is the foundation of humanity. Humility is the foundation of love, and humility is the foundation of human dealings. If humility is gone, humanity is gone, dealings are shot, and you have no chance for love of God. So humility is the most important quality. So this theme comes up a lot, Pratishtha. The verse is about a gopi, about someone crying for Radharani's seva and a glance of mercy. So where does Pratishtha enter into this? But somehow not us is understanding the position of the readers and comparing and contrasting the position of the sadhakas with the Siddha Purush and the Nitya Parishad Das Goswami, and saying these are things we have to follow the example of Manashiksha, which is also written by the same author. He's writing about Gopi Bhav and Manjari Bhav Upasana in this part of Stavavali called Vilapa Kusumanjali. But in Manashiksha, which is also part of Stavavali, he's talking about get rid of the shameful desire of distinction. So one time, in one writing, Das Goswami is teaching us how to attain siddhi in bhajan, and another writing he teaches us how to just become a devotee, get free from anarthas. In other words, this book is about Baba Bhakti, about the activities of Baba Bhakti, the meditation of Baba Bhakti, which is inspiration to go forward and higher. The Manashiksha is about how to get foundation in Bhakti itself. Get free from Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya. He says, his desire for distinction prevents love for the lotus feet of Radharani from coming in my heart. What is the root cause of this anartha of distinction? Identify with the material body. That's the root cause of all anarthas. Subtle or gross, external or internal body. The sadhaka must truly feel, I don't have anyone else in the world but Radharani. Can anyone in this room say that honestly? I don't have anyone else in my mind, in my heart, in my world but Radharani. It seems like an impossible attainment, but it's desirable, it's attractive, it's to be achieved. Out of eagerness for Radharani, the sadhaka cannot sit quietly. So, therefore, one comes to Vrindavan hoping to catch a glimpse of Radharani. So why have we come to Vrindavan?
Hoping to catch a
We get darshan of Radharani, which is what I said yesterday.
Yes.
What's the purpose of living in Vrindavan? Is to get darshan of Radharani. And Raghunatha Das Babaji is telling the same thing today, which we told yesterday. We're not staying in Vrindavan to get Chavan Vogue. It's also nice when it comes. Give it more energy to stay awake, wait to see Radharani. But there's another point in this tika we can discuss. Radharani's glance of mercy. Ikshana Amrite. To be exact, it's called Nirikshana. Nirikshana Amrita. Nectar glance. So Raghunatha Das Babaji discussed was Radharani's glance of mercy. These divine Leela Stalis, like Radhakund, Vamshivat, all Varsana, it says divine playgrounds, Leela Stalis, are very much help remind a loving devotee of Radha and Krishna. But if the devotee is not attaining the personal service and association of Radha and Krishna, then when she or he sees these places, they may give pain of separation. So therefore Raghunath cries and weeps, remembering the sweet, merciful glances that Swami casts on him when she orders him to do certain sweet services. Radha's glances are called Amritam. They're the only medicine that can revive Das Goswami. So he anxiously prays, please cast just one merciful glance on this fallen maidservant. That's the end of the commentary, points of the commentary. So let's discuss a little further this idea of the glance of Radharani. We may be fortunate, very fortunate, to have Radharani living with us in our house or kutir. A very fortunate, lucky soul. And she, of course, will be living with Krishna and accepting your loving service and attention and devotion. So when we pray to our Thakur and Thakurani, Radharani and Krishna, we might sometimes see a certain type of look in Radharani's eyes. As we're discussing a glance from Radharani. So Radharani glances at her devotees. So everyone has had the experience of their own deities or some prominent deities of Vrindavan where Radharani is visibly there in a murti form, like Raman Reti, Radha Shamasundar, and other places here, Radha Govindaji, and Jaipur, and also Vrindavan. So if you go there with a weeping heart, begging for mercy, the devotee will find that Radharani will give a glance of mercy. Radha Kriva Kataksha. This is not just a phrase in a poem by Shivaji. Radha Kriva Kataksha is a prayer from Urvanaya Tantra, written by Lord Shiva, spoken to Parvati, because sometimes in Kailash, Shiva goes crazy. Takes a lot of bhang or whatever, I don't know. Somehow he gets a little crazy, gets worked up. He starts playing his Indian drum, saying, Radhe, 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 and Parvati says, hey, slow down, man. What are you getting all revved up about? What's all the excitement? Who is this Radharani anyway? My name's Parvati. I got a lot, and I have Durga Sahasranam. I have 1,000 names, and not one of them is Radharani. Who is this Radha? So he cools down a little bit. Shiva cools down, takes a nectar drink. Sunday feast nectar drink. He cools down. He says, "You want to know about the glories of Radharani's name and her form and her leelas?" And she said, "Yes, I want to know about the quality. I want to know the glories of Radharani's name and form and leelas. Please tell me." So then he starts saying, "Munindra Vrindavandite Chiloka Shokaharani Prasana Vakshavankaja Nikunja Bhuvilas Prajendra Vana." You know. Keep going. Keep going, man. It sounds great. Prabhuta Sampadaya Kada Krishna Siyama Kripa Katakshavajana Mangala Prasanga Bangara Varon Savi Bravan Savam Bravan Praganta Vanapata Nirataram Vinashikita Prajita Nanda Nandane Kada Krishna Siyama Kripa Katakshavajana Chavaka Pradipta Gora Vigre Prashastra Vandale Chitra Chanchara Chakora Zavalochane Kada Krishna Siyama Mana Mandate Anuraga Ranjate Kalavilasa Vandate Niranya Kunja Kaja Kava Kali Kovade Kada Krishna Siyama Kriya Svava Hara Hara Bhushite Pruta Sampadam Kumbhikumva Shushani Sukya Sagare Nice, keep going.
Milan Manogya Mukha Mohana Shrite Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Katakshavajana Suvarnamali Kanchita Trireka Kambu Kantake Visutra Mangali Gunatri Ratna Dipti Diditi Salola Nila Kuntala Rasuna Gucha Gumpite Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Katakshavajana Vitamba Bimbalamba Mana Pushpa Mekala Guni Prasasaratna Kinkini Kalapa Madhya Manjuli Karindra Sundadandika Varoha Sopa Gorute Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Katakshavajana Eka Mantranada Manjunu Purara Vaskala Samajara Jahamsa Vamshanikvanati Gaurave Vilola Hema Kallari Vidam Vicharu Chankrane Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Katakshavajana Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padma Jachite Himadrija Pulomaja Virinchi Javala Prade Apara Siddhirindhi Dikya Satpadangulina Ke Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Katakshavajana Keshwari, Kriyeshwari, Sareshwari, Sureshwari, Triveda Bharatishwari, Pramana Sasaneshwari, Rameshwari, Kshameshwari, Pramoda Kananeshwari, Brajeshwari, Brajadipe, Sri Radhike Namostute. Namadbhutam stavam vishamya Nandini Karotu Santatam Janam Kripa Katakshavajana Avetadaiva Sanchita Trilopa Karma Nashanam Lavetada Brajendra Sunu Mandala Praveshanam Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Katakshavajana
Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Nice, thank you. So, I want to share something with you. We've been describing that living in Vrindavan means having darshan of Radharani. And Das Goswami is feeling, he's being bitten by a snake, he's drowning in the ocean, he's burning in a forest fire, out of separation from seeing Radharani in his Lila Swaran and feeling the presence of Radharani in his bhajan. So I'm going to give you all a tip. You want to have darshan of Radharani?
Yes.
So you can have darshan of Radharani if at least one time or two times, you enter Radhakund and you enter up to your thighs and you stay there and chant Radha Kripa Kataksha for 108 times. I remember the first time I did that many years ago. I finished, it says the prayer in Sanskrit, it says Shata Prarthana. It says chant 100 times. Shiva told chant 100 times to get the result. And then I hit 100 times, I reached 100 times, and some old Brahmin came up and stood next to me and said, I guess he figured out what I was doing, I don't know. He wasn't there at all during the other 100 times I was saying it. He said 108 times. And I was too tired to argue. My ego was a little tired also. Otherwise I would argue. The book says 100 times. But I was a little bit in a humble mood by that time. I was too tired to fight. So, hungry and tired. So I was submissive. It's a good way to be submissive. So I said, okay, Jai Sri Radhe. And that's another 15 minutes or so it take. So when I finished, so not the first time. The first time I had darshan of turtles. Turtles kept trying to bite my leg. Because my legs were standing in the water. I felt these jaws on either side of my legs. I have really skinny legs. Everything about me is pretty skinny. And I felt on either side they have big heads, big jaws. They were trying to take a little pakora out of my leg, So I had to move my leg real fast. And so they would go around, circle around, come back, and go to, wow, these guys. That was the biggest test was, will I finish the prayer rega and eaten alive by a tortoise? But I did a few times. I can say that this prayer actually paints the complete form of Radharani and paints the kunja and paints the lila. And if you chant this prayer, first you'll have darshan of Radharani's form, and then you'll see her in a kunja with Krishna. I had this experience, and it's true, and it's all packed up in this prayer and the mercy of Lord Shiva. So it's a good prayer to chant in the summertime. It's very cold now, you can get cold. Chill your body too much, unless you're a hot person. You're hot, it's okay anytime. But I prefer to go in the summer, and I start at 4 or 5 in the morning. It took me about 4 hours. Can take longer, it can be shorter, also be shorter for you to have a Brahmin tongue. 3 hours maybe. But it's a very nice thing to do. So that's a little mercy of Lord Shiva. He's called Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. He's very nice devotee. So I'll read the verse again in English. Text 10, we'll go to text 11. What time is it? Okay, good. We have another. We're halfway home. Remember. Oh, Devi Radha, I am a maidservant of your lotus feet, but my vine-like body is burning in a forest fire of separation from you. Please revive me at once with a nectarine glance. Nirikshana Amrite. So now we'll go to text 11. That was a beautiful commentary with many beautiful points by Ananta Maharaj. Is that your son? You're really talking a lot. He's 2 years old, he's talking at Vedanta Sutra or something.
Radhe Radhe
Sri
Sri
Radhe,
Radhe.
Sri
Sri
Radhe.
Radhe.
That's all, there's nothing more to say. In this place, that works for everything. You go out to Benares, you may not get very far. Acha, that's what he's saying. Yeah, you got a good teacher, man. Our glory student, Nikunja Jivani and Govinda Das. You got a good student in your Sanskrit Academy. Text 11, Vilapa Kusumanjali. Shri Radhe, Shri Radhe, wow. Music to my ears, man. Svapne pikim sumukite charanam bhujata rajat paraga patavasa vibhushanena shobham param ataram ahata mangam vibrad vivishyati kadamam sartanama sartanam. O Sumukhi Radharani, when will I, even in a dream, be justified in calling my head the highest limb of my body? Uttamanga. Anga means body and Utta means top. How will I become an Uttamanga? I will beautify my head with the fragrant pollen of your lotus feet. In other words, Das Goswami in his state of Srupas Tulsi Manjari wants to hold Radharani's feet on his head. So let's read it. There's some Leela about this right here. There's a Leela behind this verse. In his spiritual identity as Tulsi Manjari has brought Radha and Krishna to meet together in a lonely kunj on the bank of Radha Kund. Maybe this one. There's a lonely kunj on the bank of Radha Kund. How expert Radha Shyam are in their sweet play. Vrindavaneshwari fulfills all the desires of Krishna that he can't even dream of. That's pretty good. Dreams that Krishna can't even dream of, Radharani fulfills. I sometimes use the phrase, you've fulfilled all my dreams. But Radharani fulfills all Krishna's dreams he hasn't even dreamed. Future dreams, unreleased dreams. Dreams are still in production phase. Hasn't launched those dreams yet. Tulsi Manjari witnesses all these sweet pastimes through a hole in the walls of the kunja. Doesn't look through the front door. Looks through the holes in the walls of the kunja. After the love play, Krishna, the enchanted Krishna, sits at Radharani's lotus feet. That's a good place for him. Krishna sits at Radharani's feet. Good place. So what does he do there? He sits there staring at Radharani's sweet face with unblinking eyes. Can you imagine? Nice. If you're an artist, you paint that, you know. You're just sitting around his feet. She's sitting on that flower bed or on a dais, on some throne. If you go to Prem Mandir in Vrindavan, there's murtis of Radha Shyam on the first floor and Sitaram on the second floor, and a lifelike murti of Jagaguru Kripalu on the first floor facing Ramchandra. But the real part of this mandir I like is the outside. When I first visited this mandir, I didn't go inside. I did Parikma of the mandir outside. Although they try to channel you to go a different way, I don't follow the channel. I write my own channel. I hopped over the fence and walked around the side of the temple, did parikrama. There's a veranda around the temple, but the significant murtis of that temple are on the outside of the temple, not inside. Because outside the temple is Karunamai. Inside is Aishwarya Radha Krishna and Aishwarya Sitaram. The outside is Karunamai, facing south and facing north. The murtis, as per Shilpa Shastra, which is Shastra describes temple construction, the murtis of Radha Shyam and Sitaram are facing east, Purva Digmukh. The Radharani lives in the kingdom of Prema. So Prema Mandir is about the Radharani outside. It's a perfect name for a temple in Vrindavan. I was very mystified by the name of this temple. Why is this great saintly person of Vrindavan departed from the standard of 500 years? Every temple is called Radha Krishna Mandir, Birla Lakshmi Narayan Temple, or Radha Krishna Mandir, Govindaji Mandir, Radha Raman. Why is he called the temple Prem Mandir? Radha Krishna inside, Sitaram inside. And when I went there, I realized this man is a genius of devotion. I shouldn't say man even, that's the wrong word to use. He's a Mahapurush, Siddhapurush. This great Vaishnava, Jagaguru Kripalu, he has a genius brain of a devotee. Because he lived in this land, holy land of Vrindavan. He became what he is by tapasya he did in this land of Vrindavan. He did many Purusharam Vratas on the land of a Brahmin friend of mine, who I know very well, and told me all the details of it. He did these Purusharam Vratas, he got Darshan Saraswati, because that was his mantra and his sankalpa of that tapasya. And she blessed him with an infinite Vedic wisdom, infinite Vedanta and Bhakti Gyan. His lectures in Hindi are incomparable, even to this day. So he realized that the real gem of Vrindavan is Prem, and Prem's Swarup is Radharani. So he dedicated a temple to the love of Radharani. Prem Mandir means a mandir glorifying the Mahabhava of Radharani. This is such an esoteric and such a great, grand title for a temple. And it's the most costly, beautiful temple in Vrindavan, and it will remain so for many years to come. Imported Italian marble by boat to Bombay, and truck and train to Mathura. A very costly temple. And he had a 10 lakh marble cutting machine. Bhaktisiddhanta Das, my godbrother, he showed me. And you take a piece of marble, set up the computer machine, and it carves a 3D elephant. It costs 50 lakhs or something. You go there, it has the most beautiful carvings in white marble. You have a three-dimensional elephant with teeth and unbelievable carvings. But the thing on the outside, facing south, is sitting on a royal Singhasan is Radharani. And all around there are gopis, asasakis. There's columns they're holding at the temple, and the cards in the columns are sakis. And there's a chokidar guarding Radharani sitting on her Singhasan. And Krishna's standing behind Radharani with his right hand on the back of the asan, standing behind Radharani, humbly standing behind Radharani, because Krishna is a servant of Radharani's frame. That's facing north. You enter the temple from the north gate. The temple's opening is on the north gate. So that's the main entrance. But no one even sees Radharani. Only very few people see Radharani. They go around, they turn right, they go this way, they go in the main entrance and go to the stairs and go back. But not me. Because I was curious, why is the title Prem Mandir? I found my answer on the Parikrama, which I'm sharing with you. I wrote it in my diary, 4 pages about it also. It's the most impressive, and expressive and impressive temple I've ever been in my life, been visited. So then I went around to, that's the south side of the temple. Right? So I went to the north side, facing north, facing Varsana and facing Nanagram. There's another Singhasan, and Radharani's sitting on Singhasan, and it's a Murti of Radharani surrounded by gopis, and her feet are resting on a small choki, like a little stool. Her feet are there. And Krishna's kneeling down, massaging her feet. Radharani's sitting there, like with holding a Lila Padma. And Krishna's rubbing her feet. Because Krishna is a servant of Prem. Krishna serves like a beggar, like a humble beggar at the feet of Radharani. He serves her Mahabharata. This is a teaching of Prem Mandir. So, how we got there, I don't know. But it's a nice trip. Nice ride along. Because this is a real teaching of Vrindavan. Learn about praying, become a praying bhakta, and worship Radharani. That's the theme of that temple. Have you been there? Daji, hello. Good morning.
Yes, I've been there, but I went inside. I never went on a parikrama outside.
You want to find praying, you have to really look for it. Different kind of people. So this Leela is there being described. Radha Krishna and lonely Kunj on the bank of Radhakund, and they're enjoying their sweet play. The Manjari is observing through the holes of the Kunja Diwar. So after the love play, Krishna sits at Swami's feet, staring at her sweet lotus face. Why departed to pray Mandir? Because of the sentence. Because on the north side of the temple, Krishna is sitting at the feet of Radharani, staring at her face. That's why I connected, my mind went there. But I saw Krishna. Murti is not there for Krishna. I saw Krishna sitting at Radharani's feet, staring at her face, and that's what he's doing. He's looking like this. Unforgettable darshan. Nice. With unblinking eyes. This is the quality of Matsya. The gopis pray to have eyes like fish. One name for Durga is Meenakshi. Why is she called Meenakshi? Radharani is also called Meenakshi. Keshavajita Meena Sharir. Meena means fish. Radharani has fish eyes. When she's painted by Anjana Das, she has fish eyes. Anjana paints all his paintings with fish eyes and long, long fingers. You know Anjana Das, Russian artist, famous artist, very famous. Radharani has very long fingers, 20 inches, half a meter long. And he always has fish eyes. I asked him, why does Anjana paint all Radharani and Krishna with fish eyes? He's from a fishing village in Russia. That's one of those Russian art, other Russian artists. I asked another Russian artist. It wasn't a very nice thing he said, but that's what he said. I like Anjana's sayings. I use many of them in my book covers, but it's a fact. They're like that. He's very nice to audience. But so Meenakshi, Radharani and Durga call Meenakshi because her eyes are restless. Little fish are always going, the little fish called minnows. They call minnows singers. They go zip, 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 zip. So her eyes are, where's Krishna, where's Krishna? Krishna Gana, Krishna Gana, Krishna Gana. So Meenakshi. So the fish eyes don't blink, and the gopis pray that they have eyes like fish so they can look at Krishna without blinking eyes. In the Bhagavatam 10th canto, the gopis curse Brahma. Brahmaji, Vidata, you're a dunce. You're stupid. So why am I stupid? You gave us eyes, and the only thing worth seeing is Krishna, but you take him away from our eyes. What are you talking about? I didn't take Krishna away from your eyes. Why are you saying I take Krishna away from your eyes? You make the eyes blink. 60 times a minute my eyes blink. It's called nimesha. The Sanskrit slogan says, I can't see Krishna for nimesha. Means a blink of an eye, I die in separation. If I don't see Krishna for a blink of an eye, I die in separation. This is praying. This is Radha praying. So, the Manjari understands that her time for service has come. So Tulsi re-enters the Kunj, Kunja Pravesh. And then Krishna holds Radharani's feet to his chest. He becomes overwhelmed by ecstatic love. Krishna's Sukha Vilasara Nidhi. Radharani is the jewel of Krishna's happy vilas, ecstatic, blissful pastime. What a wonderful, loving expertise. Krishna's limbs, his body is studded with thrill bumps of joy. Tears flow from his eyes. This is such a touching scene. Krishna's chest is sprinkled with drops of perspiration, so the fragrant powder on his chest starts sticking on Swami's foot soles. Unbelievable meditation. Krishna's holding Radharani's feet on his chest. Radharani's feet and her hands and her hair and her eyes and everything is made of Mahabhav. So all that Mahabhav completely overwhelms Krishna and instantly manifests various sattvic vikars, sattvic transformations of ecstasy in Krishna's body. He starts respiring, trembling, crying, choked voice, everything, just by touching Radharani's feet. The fragrant powder, some gopis say, they paint the bottom of Radharani's feet. So the powder from Radharani's feet starts sticking, no, rather the other way around. The fragrant powder on Krishna's chest, chandan powder or kumkum or vermilion, different powders, Krishna sweats and it starts covering Radharani's feet. So seeing this, I don't know, to me I'd be crying to see it, but if my Manjari through I saw this, I'd be crying. But Tulsi has a different bhav. Every gopi has a different svabhav. So my svabhav is a little different. Tulsi's, because she's Vishaka's, in Vishaka's Yuteshwari, but she's in Vishaka's gun, because she's initiated by Vaita Parivar, Raghunatha Das, and so am I. But Tulsi is giggling and covering her mouth with her hand to hide her giggling. She thinks it's funny. I would think it's so beautiful I'd be crying in ecstasy. Anyway, different type of love. So, Swami, this is so nice. See, so Swami doesn't like it. Or maybe she does, I don't know. Seeing Tulsi laughing at her or at Sham, Swami kicks Tulsi with her foot. It's actually not an expression of anger, it's an expression of ashirvad, expression of special love and blessings for Tulsi Manjari. Imagine you're the Manjari that painted Radharani's feet. Now it's Radharani's feet and Krishna's powder from his chest stuck on Radharani's sweat-drenched feet from Krishna's perspiring chest, and you laugh at her and she gives you a kick on your arm. Boom. So now the fragrant powder from Krishna's chest, excuse me, not the arm, but Tulsi Manjari's head. Lucky Manjari. Gets Krishna's footprint on her head. Wow. Krishna gets two footprints of Radharani on his chest. Radharani, the Manjari gets one footprint of Tulsi on her head. That's a good deal. 1 foot's left for Krishna. Wow, what a scene this is. And because of this, Tulsi considers my head is now worthwhile. My head is now Uttamanga. Even without calling Uttamanga, the head is the topmost part of the human body. Anga means body, Utta means top. But it's not worthy to call my head Uttamanga unless it has some value. Shirasi Mandanam, right? Govigi. Swara Garla Kandanam, Mama Shirasi Mandanam. Dehi Padapala Adharmatapam. So the Manjari is getting her forehead Bandanam. Shir Mandana means ornamented, decorated with a footprint of Radharani. What a most desirable wish upon dream, wish upon star, prayer upon prayer. Have Radharani's footprint decorated her forehead. As a sadhaka, as a siddha, as a mantra, as anything. Radharani Charan Chinna Ki Jai. What time is it now? 1 minute. Okay. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Sham. Vilapa Kusumanjali Ki Jai. Das Goswami Ki Jai. Sri Radha Das Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Guru Gan Ki Jai. Sri Bhakta Gan Ki Jai. Sri Kartiki Devi Radharani Ki Jai. Sri Brajmanda Ki Jai. Sri Shankar Radha Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai.
Madan Gopal Baba ki.
Jai.